Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and in this video, we are going to talk about a hot topic, a controversial topic and subject, which is going to be CVC and sandbagging to manipulate the matchmaking system to go against opponents that are going to be easy for you to fight against and all of that, as you can see with this Reddit post that I've got pulled up right here called Sandbagging, a Guide to the Dark Side of Raid. So I am going to keep you in the loop on what exactly this is and what some clans are doing and what it means for CVC and what my clan does. And then I'll also talk about what Plarium could do to address this very easily so that it is no longer an issue. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, I will link to this post down below if you would like to pull it up on your end. So a shout out to Roper for making this topic and starting the ball rolling over there on Reddit, and I'll link to the Reddit post if you'd like to see that on your end. So yeah, anyway, this topic is called Sandbagging, a Guide to the Dark Side of Raid. Now, I'm sure most of you are familiar, but for those of you that aren't, sandbagging refers to manipulating a matchmaking system so that you can play against opponents who are far worse than you and then enjoy dominating them very easily. This happens in all sorts of sports leagues or video games. In video gaming, a lot of times they're called Smurfs, where you create a new account or you tank your rating and then you have fun by stomping people that really don't have any chance against you. So they're talking about clans in Raid Shadow Legends that are abusing this and maybe getting a lot less points in CVC than they otherwise typically would, so they can drop down a little bit and then face a clan that they can then crush when there is personal rewards available and the CVC match is going to be worth more. But anyway, their post kind of starts out here talking about their raid career, having a chance to be in a bunch of different clusters and see how different clusters are handling CVC and all that type of stuff. And this post is pretty long. I'm going to try to kind of summarize it for you instead of sitting here and being a narrator. But like I said, it's down below if you want to read through the whole thing. But anyway, yeah, they're basically talking about deliberately staying low and basically sandbagging to manipulate the matchmaking system and how it works, because you have two different kinds of CVC matches. You have CVC matches that are normal, and then you have CVC matches where there is a bonus personal rewards involved in it for winning. So what happens is clans really want to prioritize winning their CVC matches that have personal rewards, and since you are probably only going to win about half your matches, it really creates an opportunity. You might as well just throw the ones that do not have personal rewards and then really try hard in the ones that do have personal rewards, so that you're facing as easy of a team as possible heading into a CVC match that will have more at stake. And I won't get into the whole post and every single sentence, but I will read this one section right here and give you my context. So does it work? They're talking about. So not easy to answer. It does and it doesn't, since a lot do it. You might very well be matched up with a team that is also sandbagging, and that means you don't get the weak team you expected to get and you still might lose. Now, there are many teams that, although they score low anyway, don't like holding back and want to play for the win whenever they can, or simply don't like any restrictions. Sandbagging doesn't guarantee you will get one of these teams, but it does increase your chances significantly. To be more accurate, sandbagging increases your chances to get a win during personal reward CVC instead of getting it during non-personal reward CVC. So yeah, I've heard about this a lot in the raid community. I've even had people DM me and talk about how you know, they've manipulated the system to try to go against a certain clan and explain their strategy and all that. So I definitely know that these theories exist, and like I say, I've seen them in all walks of life, sports, and every sort of video game I've ever really played. And then they go through the different forms of sandbagging. You know, they've even got like ghost clan sandbagging, where they'll create like a separate clan and move members around and shuffle to try to line things up as optimally as possible for the proper CVC match and being against an opponent that you can completely dominate, going through all the effort of planning that and lining that up. Now, in terms of our clan, the one that I run, we don't really do any of these sort of shenanigans and stuff like that. You know, I will say it's not really the clan's fault. I mean, Well, it kind of is. I mean, if you're intentionally manipulating a match rating system, you are kind of at fault. You're not like hacking the game, but you are manipulating it. It just doesn't feel right to do it. Like, you know, it'd be like playing Overwatch and losing 100 games in a row so that then you can crush, you know, these poor people in Bronze League that have no chance against you. You're not cheating. You're not like hacking. You don't have like an aimbot or something, but you are manipulating the system and you're not playing the game in good faith. It's kind of how I look at it. So I don't really endorse doing this kind of stuff in our clan, but we do play smart. Like if we're gonna win a CVC extremely easily, like if we're up by 4 million or whatever, I actually talked about this in a video like 2 days ago, then we will quit like trying harding and trying to min-max and get 12 million points. If we're already gonna win easily and it doesn't really matter, then obviously we're gonna quit trying to get as many points. But we don't ever really intentionally sandbag or move players around or try to manipulate the system to make it more advantageous to us to crush somebody who's beneath us or something. That feels a little bit shady. So personally, I'm not ever really going to endorse my clan doing that kind of stuff. But there is also, remember I talked about how we would talk about ways that Plarium could very easily fix this. It's extremely simple. There's multiple ways you could go about it. You could either have two different matchmaking systems. You could have non-personal rewards and personal rewards. So you take a clan's average amount of points in non-personal rewards and you categorize that for those kind of CVCs. And then you take a clan's average performance in personal rewards and you categorize that into a different matchmake system during those kind of CVCs. That would help alleviate it a little bit. You could still kind of like alternate like every other personal rewards. I mean, people are always going to find a way to manipulate a system. It's never really going to be like flawless perfect, but something like that would go a long way towards at least helping alleviate how easy it is to do this kind of stuff. But then also in terms of the ghost clan stuff, like people leaving clans and making clans with 3 people and you know, switching people around, that's obviously extremely easy to fix. You just have a cooldown period of when you can contribute to another CVC match. So if you switch clans, you have to take a CVC off. You can't just contribute right away. That would be a little bit rough for people wanting to shift, and it's always unfortunate to have to punish people that are playing the game the right way. And there's lots of people that are genuinely joining a new clan and they're excited to participate with their friends and these new teammates towards a goal. So it really sucks to have to punish the good people like that. So maybe you could do something like there's a certain threshold, like a lot of these like ghost clan sandbagging like they're talking about here is they're moving like 25, 26, 27 members around from a, like mass migration. So you could easily say like you can only have 5 new members, like every CVC match you can only have 5 new members. So after the 5th new person, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, and all of them would not be able to contribute to another CVC match. There's lots of very easy ways they could code this to kind of crack down on some of this matchmake manipulation. And actually, you know, this has always been a problem in Raid, people kind of abusing this clan system. We saw back in the day that a lot of the higher level clans, they were downing a bunch of clan bosses a day. Like some of your most high spending players, they would, you know, 1 key Ultra Nightmare Demon Lord, then they would leave, join a new clan, 1 key the Demon Lord, leave, join a new clan, 1 key the Demon Lord, and then they would just collect like 30 clan boss rewards every day on Ultra Nightmare, which I've shown you the chart before. You can get 10 to 15 sacreds a month if you are if you're taking down the Ultra Nightmare Demon Lord as a whole clan. So you could do that in 1 day instead of 1 month. And if you're willing to spend the resources to acquire those keys and acquire the gems that you need to buy those keys, some of the high spending players could really accelerate their account. And Plarium did finally address that. They added a cooldown period to when you can join a new clan, but that was in the game for a while, and some of the most high expenditure players were definitely taking advantage of that system and getting tons and tons of loot from different demon lords and different clans. And I thought it was worth, you know, talking about in a video here and opening up the dialogue for discussion. You know, I guess my stance is like I'm never really going to advocate for doing stuff like this to manipulate a system within my team. But let me know if you disagree. Maybe you think, you know, hey, the clans that do this, it's not their fault, and it's Plarium's job to fix the matchmaker. I'm always open to hearing other perspectives as well. So let me know if your clan does this, if you don't mind sharing, and let me know your stance and your opinion on the manipulation that we see in the different CVC matches based on if there's personal rewards or not. But anyway, that'll do it for me on this one. I appreciate you. Remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy daily Raid Shadow Legends content. I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace.